Hello everyone, this is Tina from Tina's Workshop, and today I decided to do a Woobles, I think I'm saying that right, Woobles versus Red Heart comparison. So I recently bought this Woobles as a gift, and I borrowed it for this video. So this one is a Peanuts Woodstock, the Woobles Learn to Crochet Kit for Beginners. And they are not cheap. I think this one was somewhere around $40. So they're not a cheap thing as far as that kind of stuff goes. But now Red Heart just came out with one, and I got the cute little bluebird. And this one's only $15. So there's a big difference in price. And they both have all these different supplies in it and everything, so you can get started, and they both have videos that go along with it. Now this one specifically says Learn to Crochet Kit for Beginners. This one does not, but they both still have the videos with them, and they have all the different supplies in them. And I already know how to crochet, so as far as how well the videos are letting you know how to crochet, if you can do it as a beginner, that's not exactly where this video is going to take you, because I could just take out the pattern and do it. Honestly, I could probably look at the picture and do it. I've done stuff like that before, and I write my own patterns sometimes too. So if you're trying to figure out whether this is going to be a good video or a good thing for a beginner, I probably won't be able to give you that exact information. But as far as quality of supplies and what comes with them and how similar and different they are, that's where I'm going to be able to tell you the difference between this $40 kit and this $15 kit. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so let's check out. This one is our Woobles, and there's the crochet hook. Now I will say they have ones that are copyright's not the right word. I mean, it is copyright, but there's another word they use for it, but they're specific characters, not just like this one's just a bird, but this one's Woodstock. So those ones that they have all cost a little bit more, and they all come with the custom crochet hook, where most of their regular ones that they have that would be like this have a basic crochet hook. But this one is super cute, and it has this Woodstock crochet hook. Isn't that cute? Their Snoopy one has Snoopy. Their Harry Potter ones have different Harry Potter things on each one. So those are really cute. Anyway, so that is their hook. It's a really nice feel. It's got the ergonomic, soft grip to it. And your polyfill. And then here's the yarn, and it's that kind of like that t-shirt material feel to the yarn. Even the labels are cute on these ones, but again, this is specific to the character ones, and their beginning is already started. So they comes with 3 stitch markers, and the beginning is started for you, so you don't have to figure out how to start it. And then they have this little thing that has a yarn needle, a nice yarn needle too. It's not just a plastic one, it's an actual metal yarn needle. So those are really nice. And then a little bit of black, which is for the eyes. Some of theirs have little plastic eyes that come with them, but because of the style of Woodstock's eyes, this one has yarn for the eyes. And then the back of the card has your link to go to for the video. And their videos are pretty nice. They've got you go onto it and you can click whether you're right-handed or left-handed. So you can, I happen to be right-handed, but people who are left-handed, that can be really hard for them sometimes. So they've got a nice little setup here and all the different things to click on for each part. Let's see what the overview shows. Oh, he's pretty cute. Oh, hit the wrong button. The button's in a different spot than it is on my phone. I was trying to hit the volume. There we go. Hey, I hit play. Really? Really? So here's their little, that one's a penguin, but that's their little, let's see. Oh, it's going to show you how to hold your hook in your yarn. So they're really showing you every little aspect of what you're doing. So that's really kind of nice. Nope, no, go out. No, close. There we go. Okay, so now, let's see what comes in the other kit. So here's the yarn that's in this one, and immediately I see a difference between these two yarns. Different size. You've got, this looks like it's probably more like a number 4 worsted weight yarn, where this is a number 1. And this actually does tell you, this one doesn't tell you, but this to me looks like it would be a number 4, and I just happen to have this, so I could tell you. And I'm going to say, yeah, see, that's a number 4 worsted weight yarn. And this one is a number 1. This is going to be an acrylic. Like I said, it feels like a t-shirt. I think it's an acrylic. Let's see if it actually says on here. It does not say what kind of base the yarn is. This one actually does say, and it is, let's see, 100% recycled cotton. So it's a cotton, which is nice. It is a lot thinner. So if you're a beginner, this is going to be easier to work with as a beginner. It's solid. You can see there's like you can see almost like the core inside of this. But that means it's going to be hard to split this yarn as you're working it, where this is a basic yarn. And you can see where it could still split. So between the two of these, if we're talking about what's good for a beginner, this yarn is going to be easier for a beginner to use, where this is going to be much tinier. Your hook's tinier, everything's going to be tinier. So that being said, let's find the hook. We also have our polyfill, just like we did in the other one. And okay, so here's our hook. It is a nice ergonomic style hook, but because it's a smaller, because it is a smaller yarn, the hook is also smaller. So for a beginner, the yarn and the hook, I think on this one is going to be better, where this is really not user-friendly for a beginner. And then, and this is also not started for you like this one is. Let's see what else we got here though. See, our little birdie has a beak and stitched on ice. So we've got a yarn needle. We do have a metal yarn needle. Again, just like everything else though, it is smaller because the yarn and stuff is smaller. Let's see. There we go. And then we've got little bits of yarn to do the beak and the eyes, and we have 1 stitch marker. The other one came with 3. This one has 1. Most of the time you only need 1, but sometimes you'll get one and it'll break or something like that. I have lots of stitch markers, so for me it doesn't matter, but if you're banking on everything that you have here being what you need. So as far as supplies goes, supplies are very similar in these two kits. We have our polyfill, we have our yarn, we have our hooks, we have our needle, and we have our little extras. So very similar, but this one is going to be a yarn weight and hook that's going to be a little bit more user-friendly for a beginner, where this one is not. And then this one has, let's see, we've got the written pattern in this one. Shows us, oh, 2 languages, okay. So English and I do not know. I want to say French, but I'm not positive. And then, does it have, let's see. Let's see where this will take us. Our Amigurumi. I can never say that word right. Amigurumi. That's what these are. These little characters. They used to be called plushies. Now they're Amigurumi. So Amigurumi tutorial videos. Oh, there we go. Chirp the bird. Okay, there's the video for Chirp the bird. And let's see.
Make a single crochet, and then we're going to put a second single crochet in that same stitch. So we're
okay, so it looks like they're going to take you through the whole thing. So the biggest difference between this tutorial and
20
the
21, and then
Woobles tutorial, I'm going to say, is the fact that on the Woobles one, you can sit and click on the different ones. So you're like, you can say, okay, I want to work on the wings now. I'm going to click specifically on the one for the wings, where here you're going through the video. But you can skip through different parts of the video. If you're working along with it, you pause it and you come back to it. So I think as far as that goes, you're going to get about the same. So now, what am I doing with all this? Okay, so this one was a gift. This I am not touching. This is going back to that person. This one I'm going to actually do, and we'll see how it, works out and how well I do. Everything is here, so I should be able to do it all. Most likely, honestly, I will probably do it from the written pattern, but there are times it's really nice to have that video, especially if you're working along and you don't understand some terminology and what they're saying. So I'm going to work along and do this one. We'll see how that comes out. And this one I'm going to package back up. But I will say, if I'm going to be comparing these two packages and what you're getting for your money, you're getting about the same for your money, but size-wise, I say this one's going to be a little bit more user-friendly for a beginner. And they've started it. So sometimes when you're first learning, doing that very first start, even though it seems so simple, this one is probably done with a magic ring. And even when you're knitting and you're trying to learn to cast on, it always seems like trying to figure out how to do that cast on, that beginning, and then figure out how you're doing the rest. it gets confusing sometimes. So it is nice to have that started for you. A lot of times when I'm teaching people to knit or crochet, I'll do the starting part, then hand it to them. Once they get comfortable with the stitches, then it's a lot easier for them to go back and figure out how to do that beginning. So I do like that aspect that they have started it for you. I like that it's a yarn that's probably not going to split. It's a little bit thicker and you have a bigger hook. So as for a learner, I like that. And they are incredibly cute. They're very cute patterns. And they have, when I got this one, I also got a one that went with it that's a little hat and a coat for him, specifically for him. And they have different ones that have little add-ons that you can get. So they are really cute kits. And you can get some of them at Joann's. I bought this one through their website. Oh, I like that. That's cute on the bottom. Warning, may result in getting hooked. Yep. But this one still has all these same parts. So if you've already learned how to do it, if you just like amigurumi and some fun little thing, if you're getting a gift for somebody who already crochets, this would be a cute little gift, and it's a lot cheaper. And you're getting still good quality because this is cotton, 100% cotton. So that's really nice. I think this one's going to work out a little bit smaller than the other one. I have seen other people who've worked with these ones, and a lot of times they do give you plenty of yarn where you'll have some left over when you're done. So you're getting plenty of what you need. And they have, it's really nice. The only thing you're missing here is scissors. And most everybody has scissors. So everything else is in both of these kits that you would need to complete it. So that's my take versus these two versus each other. I'm going to work on this one, and we'll see how he comes out. I guess I should mention one more thing. If you are left-handed, then the Woobles is definitely going to be a better choice because they actually have that option for the left-handed crocheter, where the Red Heart does not have that. The Red Heart is going to be specifically a right-handed. So if you're left-handed and you're trying to learn to crochet, go for the Woobles. Okay, so I finished it. I have some critiques with it, but it did come out really cute. There's my little chirp. So I'm going to say number one, in looking at the package, let's see if I can cut the glare. I thought that beak was going to be orange. And that color, harder to tell in this light, but it is a red. It's not an orange. So, I mean, it's not a huge deal, but I did expect an orange beak, not a red beak. I was right. This yarn splits really badly. So if you're not accustomed to crocheting, you will have issues with it. And I'm accustomed to crocheting, and I still had it split a lot. It's just, it's a very splitty yarn. I mean, it can come apart really badly. Let's see. It split horrible. So if it got run through, like when you were sewing stuff on, as it ran through a few times, it really started to come apart. For the most part, I did exactly what it said on the pattern. It said not to stuff the tail. I did put a tiny bit in the tail. I thought it just needed a little bit. I didn't like the way it looked without. And when I did, in the directions, they say you put the head and the body together, then you put one wing and the other wing, then you do the tail, then you did the eyes, then the beak, then the top feathers. Well, in looking at the images and stuff, I thought it was going to be easier to do the beak first, because you could actually look at this on here and you could see with the beak centered how far over to do the eyes. So I did the beak first and then I did the eyes, and I actually hid my tails from the eyes in the middle of the beak. But all in all, I think it did come out really cute. It had, let's see, I had this much of the stuffing left. I have this much of my ball left. And with the black, I had this much left, so there was enough black. The red, I only had that much left, so you have to be really careful as you're working that one. And then these are all my other little pieces I cut. So there was plenty of supplies, so that was good. The needle, which it worked just fine, but a little curved needle, if you're going to do lots of amigurumi, the little curved needle is going to be easier when you're trying to get into these spots and go in here and come out here. So, but I mean, it all worked. So I think it came out really cute for what it was. Again, I like that price point, but I don't think it's going to be really good for a beginner project. There was one time I had to click on the video because the instructions were not making sense and my count was coming out wrong. And I'm like, this is just not right. So I went to click on the video. Thankfully, they explained that row and then they let you loose after that row. So thankfully, the explanation was there for that row, which then made sense, and I was able to do the rest. It was, if you decide to do this, they had actually put that it was on the body. And okay, so round 8, it said single crochet decrease 4 times. And in a lot of the other parts, like in the other one, when it did it, it said, it had the single crochet decrease, but it was telling you, okay, you're doing this many stitches and you're doing a decrease. And then all of a sudden on this one, right at the beginning, it said single crochet decrease 4 times. And I'm thinking that they meant do a single crochet, then do a decrease, and do a single crochet and a decrease 4 times. And it wasn't coming out right. They were actually meaning do a single crochet decrease, as in that was the one stitch, and do that 4 times. So you were doing 4 decreases right in a row. And it just, that one had thrown me off. I mean, once I figured it out by watching the video, it made sense. It was easy to read it. And I just couldn't understand what they were meaning there. So I was glad the video was there. But as far as the pattern goes, that would have been my only complaint. And somebody else might have looked at it and known right away. So I don't know. It worked. It came out cute. I'm happy with it. Again, I'm not actually going to do the Woobles as a comparison because that one was a gift. So that's for somebody else to work on who is actually a beginner and has not crocheted before. So we'll see how that goes. And once it is done, I'll have to let you know how that went for somebody who's total beginner, but I don't know when they're going to get around to actually doing it. So otherwise, there's my little chirp the bird. My thought process is if you are a beginner, you may want to spend the extra money on the Woobles. I think their yarn and stuff is going to be, and the sizes and everything's going to be easier to deal with. If you are a left-handed, you're definitely going to want to go with that because they have the left-handed, right-handed explanation. If you already know how to crochet, then the lower price point of these is going to be just fine. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please click like. And if you'd like to see more, click subscribe. And if you'd like to be notified when I upload videos, hit that notification. And we'll see you all again soon. Bye. A little bonus afterthought. I stuck it in a little nest. How cute is that?